that they approach this situation. But from what I can tell from a person who's a very famous leaker, that's Daniel Ellsbury. He looked at these documents and he says this is an exaggeration. I looked at these things. They did redact, they did remove the names of people, they don't endanger the lives of people. I have not heard of one single case where a person's life was put in danger because of these leaks, but it's a very, very convenient story for Fox, News to kind of tell the people that, they endanger people's lives. But they have to provide some evidence that that's the case, or to provide examples. I heard a story from a friend of mine a few days ago in a car. He told me he heard it's all about gossip, and he said, 50% of this Wikileaks Cablegate thing is just gossip. And I said, that's not 50%. Did you look inside? And then he turned and he lowered it to 10%. Then we agreed it's like 5%. He agreed it's 5%. And then he just admits he only looked at a couple of things. Maybe a person was pointing specifically to certain examples. But it's not gossip. I looked at these things. And this is what they are led to believe by media. So one of the talking points is, they have blood on their hands. Is I think the quote from was it Gibson or Gibbs, the spokesman for the White House. They have all these phrases that they keep putting in headlines, like WikiLeaks, something with like murder and rape and pedophile something. And they also played a kind of a pedophile card before. And they use this against Wikipedia as well. That's a different story. But they try to associate the site with all kinds of crimes. But I don't think this site has done any crime except for whistleblowing, and that's really Bradley who's done that. He just passed on the info. And
there was no allegation that anything personal or private, completely off topic, as it were, if that's the right word, was exposed.
Has been compromised. I wrote about it quite a bit of frustration a few hours ago, because I see what's actually the person whose privacy has been compromised probably the most of personal life is Assange. So he has his parents, his brother, his whole family being probed and put up on the web, and his whole past with slander and things, and people start to pass down rumors about why he's been accused of rape, and people start talking about condoms and this, he wore the condom, he broke the condom, all kinds of things like that. That's a very private thing. Now, I don't really know the situation there. I think it's more of a distraction. I don't think it's anything extremely serious. And if it was serious, probably Interpol would have caught him by now. And the British, right now, he's in the UK, by the way, and the authorities know exactly where he is because they informed him, I'm in the UK, I'm going to stay here and there, and they have his phone number. So I'm quite pleased that the UK is actually giving him a place to stay and basically say, we are okay with him. We're not turning this person into the United States government, which surprises me because of Gary McKinnon. So it's kind of the opposite situation.
I'll just button about him. The last I heard was that he was still fighting his extradition. And I haven't followed, I'm very guilty of not following that story, and I should really have kept up to date. Has there been anything else? What's the current state of affairs with him at the moment?
Does Gordon want to talk about it?
Or Gordon, if Gordon can answer that either, because I haven't been following the story that closely.
Yeah, no, as far as I'm aware, I haven't been keeping track of those allegations, but as far as I'm aware, he is somewhere in the UK, as Roy says. He did a Q&A thing with a newspaper earlier on, it could have been The Guardian.
Yeah.
Assange answers your questions live. I didn't tune in, but apparently he did that. Apparently he changes phones a lot to avoid being tracked, and he pays in cash. He sleeps in people's couches and spare bedrooms and whatever. So he's basically keeping very low, but apparently he is in the UK. So I don't know.
Right. Well, I think we're just about wrapping up for all our stories for the day. First of all, Roy, have you got anything else you want to add before I make that offer to Gordon? Nope. Right. Gordon, anything that you have on your list? Because I'm looking down my list, and I think I've covered just about everything for this show that I wanted to cover. If there's anything else you want to add, or are you happy for me to close off?
I think there was a few minutes ago while we were talking, and then it just vanished into the ether. So I've forgotten now. So it doesn't matter. We'll get to it another day.
Right. Well, On the basis of that, I was hoping that during that discussion I could find a track to end today's show on, and unfortunately I haven't. I don't want to just pick one very quickly. I want to put a bit of thought into what I choose. So what we're going to do is we're going to end on the track that saw us in, which is a Tom Smith's track. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. It's hopefully the show's starting to get a little bit more organised as time progresses. We all have our own personal lives and responsibilities outside of free and open source software, Linux and IT, so it's very difficult to try and bring the show together and get it into some sort of coherent order before we start to record. So I hope you're still enjoying it. Thank you to Roy, thank you to Gordon as always. Remind you that this podcast is going from the whole length of the UK, with myself in London, Roy in Manchester and Gordon in Scotland. It's still very cold. I'm looking out the window here and there's snow on the ground. It looks like it might even snow again. So on that note, I'm going to go down to my open fire downstairs and let the episode play out with I Fought the Troll by Tom Smith. Thanks very much and see you next time.
Friday night and I'm gonna get sauce. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. He tried to boss me and was outbossed. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. Underneath his creeper bridge, hoping goats will cross. Quoting Ashcroft and Tom Ridge, I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. He's even dumber than Mickey Cost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. Wouldn't last 2 minutes with David Frost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. His worldview sounds like pro wrestling, although not as nuanced. Behind his eyes the wind's whistling. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I kicked him off a Pentagon and Atrios. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. He's permanently banned from daily cost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. And in November, W and all his thugs will toss. We'll try to fix America. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. And all you trolls out there trying to aggravate everyone with your stupidity, illogic, and blind, unthinking devotion to the Bush regime, this section is especially for you. I'm not going to name any of you out loud, not wanting to give you even the slightest possible notoriety, but as you sink under the weight of your own asininity into an intellectual La Brea tar pit, you can imagine that I sing your nom de guerre right now and bask in a stolen fame you don't deserve.